G'day, my name's Phoebe, and this is the first video in what's going to be maybe like a video blog that I'm going to start as a way to experiment, I suppose, with sharing myself and sharing probably things about me that perhaps I don't like to share generally, or to challenge, I suppose, some fears I've got around how I share myself in the world, what I let people see of me. So it's a little bit of a personal experiment, I suppose, as much as anything. I guess I'll start with telling you a little bit about myself. So, as I said, my name's Phoebe. I live near a little town called Kingaroy in rural Queensland in Australia. I've been here for about 6 years. I'm actually from Adelaide. And I moved up here, like I said, about 6 years ago to pursue or to be closer to the spiritual teachings that I listen to called Divine Truth. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So I guess just to mention a little bit more about perhaps some of the things that I will be talking about, or I hope to talk about as I make these videos in the future. So I want to talk more about Divine Truth, the spiritual teachings that I listen to, which has been a huge influence in my life, and which I've probably not shared super publicly about, like fears of being judged and wanting the world's approval and stuff like that. So I want to come out of the closet a little bit more about that. I want to talk about my facade, what I'm starting to learn about what facade is, versus what living in a place of truth is. And God, I don't know much about it yet, but because this has been a really big problem for me, or a big issue for me that I'm trying to unravel. So I don't know much about that yet, but it's something that I want to explore and perhaps share what I find. So just what a facade is, how facade is developed and maintained and created, how it's basically just living a lie, and how to maybe start to unravel that and what that might look like. So this blog is one way that I'm having a crack at that. I want to talk about just some other issues that are pretty major things in my life that maybe other women or men can relate to or can be assisted by through my sharing. I don't know if that will happen, but I'd like to talk about things such as emotional addiction. So things that we do to get loved in the world that aren't actually love, but we think they are because of things that have happened in our childhood, beliefs that have been set up. So for myself, I've got a strong desperation to be loved, what I think that love is. And it's not actually love. It comes in the form of wanting attention, wanting approval, wanting to earn love by being good and not making mistakes. Specifically wanting attention from men. These are all ways that I've tried to get loved. And it's not love. I'm still haven't fully given that up yet. I still don't have a lot of faith in the alternative at the moment, but it's something that I'm exploring. So I want to share more about that in the future. And also this issue that I have struggled with for my entire life, which is around competition, competitiveness with other women, and specifically competition in relation to getting a man's like attention or sexual validation, or that seems to be where I've noticed it show up in my life the most, and I still don't understand it fully. But it seems to be a really foundational issue for me. just feeling as though I need to somehow assess myself in relation to other women around me in order to find my place or understand my amount of worth that I have in any given situation based on the amount of worth that I feel other women have around me. Yeah, I'm still figuring this one out, but that's something I thought that I might talk about at some point. Yeah, it's another thing that's been a big issue for me related to the man wanting a man's attention and approval is using sex to feel loved. So that's something I'd like to explore a little bit more as I uncover more about that in myself. It's been an ongoing long-term, I don't want to say problem, but it's caused a lot of problems and pain in my life. So it is a problem, yeah. Yeah, and all of these issues that I'm mentioning, I'm not through them yet at all. Like, I just feel it's going to be good to share about them a little bit more and help myself get a bit more clarity on it as well. So, yeah, and I guess underpinning all of these things is this, like, as I mentioned, this wanting approval and desire to get approval from the world, thinking that that's love, and also feeling as though love is something that can be earned. And I still believe that, rather than seeing, and I've heard from people that I trust that love is actually a gift. You can't do anything to earn it. Love is always a gift, and anyone who loves you more because you do something to earn it, they didn't actually love you in the first place. And this is something I'm really, really struggling with to understand. It's like everything I do in my life, I feel like has been set up around this framework or structure around earning approval. If I do this, then I'll get that. If I do this, then you'll give me that. If I give you this nice feeling, then you'll give me that nice feeling. And I've felt that is love. And, I have strong evidence around me to the contrary that would say that is not true. But inside me, I'm struggling to unravel these really deeply held core emotional positions that I hold on these issues. So, yeah, there are some of the things that I'd like to perhaps address in this series of videos. So, yeah, thanks for listening to this first video. I'll keep this first one short. It's just really an introduction, and I'll get down to making another one soon, I think. So, okay, thank you very much. See ya.